When Raven Saunders steps into the ring, there's no messing around. She's called the Hulk for a reason.
The Hulk is one of those people, it's like, you know, you don't mess with the Hulk. People know off rip, if you see the Hulk, you're going the opposite way.
Her persona on display at the track and field Olympic trials. Saunders threw her first personal best in 4 years, 19.96 meters. A second place finish good enough to qualify her for Team USA.
As athletes, we always look to be number one. We always look to be the best. It's nice to know that I have it in the tank, but the end goal is winning an Olympic gold medal. Ah, come on, man!
Saunders is big on self-motivation.
I'm hyping myself up and reassuring myself that I can get it done, telling myself that you can't take this moment or this one throw for granted. Ah! There we go! Come on! Because this may be all that you have.
This will be Saunders' second trip to the Olympic Games. In Rio in 2016, she placed 5th in shot put while on the Ole Miss track and field team. After 3 years as a Rebel, she was a 4-time NCAA champion, 3-time SEC champion, and an Olympian.
Ah! Come on! Come on!
On the outside, a life full of titles and talent. But on the inside, she felt empty.
I was young, I was black, and I was gay. Just moved to Mississippi. There was a lot of, you know, stigma and things like that around certain stuff. I really felt like, you know, there was no outlet for me. Track was like an outlet, but it was only so much, especially mentally when you're going home and having to deal with it. And it started to weigh on me a lot that year. I went from having a great 2016 to having an okay 2017. So that off season, because how I valued myself and how I attributed my self-worth was how well I did on the track. You know, when you're doing well, everybody's, you know, in your corner, everybody, oh, okay, how are you doing, this, that, and the third? And then certain things change, and then the dynamic changes. I started questioning myself a lot more than I had before. Over time, it got to me. In that beginning of 2018, of what was my senior year, yeah, I was ready to take my life.
What stopped you?
Texting my therapist is what saved my life. Literally texting her because I felt like she was the only person that I feel like understood me. But yeah, in my mind, I was like, if she doesn't, you know, whatever happens when I send this out is whatever's gonna happen. And if she texts me back, you know, cool. If not, then hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna just go ahead. But thankfully, you know, she did.
Saunders checked into a facility in Memphis that day in 2018. 3 years later, she's open about her struggles with mental health.
I'd seen similar stories or certain things, and I knew of other athletes who were struggling, and I was like, I know I can't be the only one going through this. I'm like, there's no way possible that I'm the only one going through this. So I really battled with myself for a few days on, you know, what to post or if I should post it. And I even shared like the picture of the hospital band of when I got admitted, just showing people, because I wanted to show people like it's real. You know, there are many of us that deal with this, and I wanted to be the one that said something and showed, you know, how close I was to possibly, you know, deter somebody else from going down that route, or letting somebody else know that, hey, you're not alone. So many people that I knew had been dealing with certain similar things who hit me up being like, thank you, like, you know, I've been struggling with the same things. And those were the types of things that kind of got me through that vulnerability after sharing. The people saying, thank you, you helped, or thank you for sharing your story. For me, it literally like made me tear up, because it's like, you know, this is why I do this, because there's so many people like that aren't even athletes who are affected by it, and it affects more people than we know. I remember seeing the tears on my mom's face when she came and saw me after she had found out, you know, what was going to happen, and just the amount of love and support and things like that. And my goal is just to save as many lives as possible.
No longer does Saunders value her worth based off of how far she throws or how high she places. She knows she's great, She knows she's a champion, and she doesn't need a medal to prove it.
A medal for me, it really reflects nothing, because I feel like with or without it, I'm good. For me, it's just going to be like the icing on the cake. Everything that I've done, it's like, okay, it paid off. But I've learned to not measure my self-worth or my self-value based upon, materialistic things. But a medal, I feel like for other people that look up to me will see, oh my God, like it's like, the grand finale to a great story, which on that side it would be nice. And I mean, I'm not saying I don't want a medal, because I do want a medal.